In parallel to Pastrana's quest to see the triple backflip landed, two other Nitro Circus athletes have their sights set on their own goal. Jed Mildon and James Foster are in a two-man race to become the first person on the planet to land a quadruple backflip on a BMX bike. Jed and James are both world-class BMX athletes that come from very different backgrounds.
James's story about how he became a BMX pro makes total sense. He grew up in the action sports hotbed of Southern California. He experienced the BMX scene early in his life, so his path really isn't that big of a stretch. Jed, however, has a little more of an unlikely story. He grew up at the bottom of the world in a little town of Taupo, New Zealand. There's no BMX scene there. There's really not a lot from which to draw inspiration. He really had to make a proactive effort to get involved and make a dent in the BMX world.
To see how he stacked up against the top riders in the world, Jed packed up his bike and entered some competitions in the United States. Although he felt good about his riding, he didn't get very good results from the event judges.
That was a moment in my life and my career that motivated me to go big, to go bigger.
He was now convinced that he needed to do something big to get recognition. He figured a triple backflip would do it.
The race for the quadruple backflip is really just a continuation of the race for the triple backflip that the same two athletes, Jed Mildon and James Foster, had back in 2011.
James Foster actually had plans to be the first person to attempt the triple backflip on a BMX bike. He was going to do it at the Nitro Circus show at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas in 2011.
We call up Foster, and he's like, yeah, I'll do it for the show. I'll do it first time in the show. He's like, I kind of want to do it before just to get it down. I said, no, let's do world's first in the show.
At this point, nobody had really talked about doing a triple flip at all.
What James didn't know was that his friend and rival Jed Mildon had his own plans to be the first person to land the triple. And Jed had the advantage of knowing when and where James was going to attempt it.
A week and a half later, Foster's on the plane, coming out to do his world's first triple backflip, and all over the internet, Jed Mildon, first rider to ever triple backflip a bicycle.
James didn't actually know I was doing it, but I knew he was doing it. I knew the date he was doing it, so I put it 4 days before him. Yes, very cheeky, but you got to do what you got to do to be the first in the world.
I was pretty bummed, just because I didn't know he was going to do it, and I get a call like, oh, world first, triple backflip, and just blew me away.
In much the same way that Travis began to question whether or not a triple backflip could be done on a motorcycle, after Jed landed his triple, he immediately started to wonder about the quadruple backflip on a BMX bike.